Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. So today we are doing something a little different. My very loyal supporter, LATONYA. Listen, LATONYA is the biggest cheerleader for everybody in this fragrance community, and everybody knows it. So LATONYA asked me to do a review on the House of Sphinx, talking about the fragrances I have. So I have 5 fragrances from the house. There's another one I want, but as for now, I have 5. So I'm just gonna talk about these 5. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Before we get started with the video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Roxanne, and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, thank you and welcome. And if you've been here before and you've decided to come back, big up your whole self. Truly appreciate your continued support of my channel. As always, before we get into the fragrances, then let's talk about my scent of the day. So today I decided to pull for this one right here, and this is Le Capitale from the house of Azour. Ooh, y'all, I am halfway through the bottle. Makes me absolutely nervous. Says every frag head, because anyways, so Le Capitale is a fragrance that I love it. It's kind of like an odd fragrance, because you have like some fruity gourmand aspects of it, and then you have like a leather and amber and saffron. So, you know, it makes the fragrance so much more versatile, I think. But oh gosh, I love me some Le Capitale. The strawberries, the caramel. So the caramel gives the fragrance a little bit of sweetness, but then the other notes like the leather and the saffron, etc., it helps it to not go into that overly sweet, overly gourmand direction, which I appreciate, because, you know, not every fragrance needs to be so sweet that you get diabetes just from smelling it. So yeah, Le Capitale gives me about 5 to 6 hours on the skin, and it is a moderate wear, and like I said, it's something that I love to pull for. I tend to pull for it when it's a little cooler. It doesn't do well in the Florida heat, so yeah. Le Capitale from the house of Azour is my scent of the day. Okay, y'all, let's just get into these Sphinx fragrances. So the 5 fragrances I'm going to discuss today are all from the house of Sphinx. And I am going to tell you right now that they all were released in 2024. I'm like, well, Sphinx, you had a year in 2024. It was just like hit after hit after hit. Anyways, the first fragrance on my list is this one right here. And this is called Mangalicious Hibistorm. Let me see if I can get it close so you can actually see what the packaging looks like. Yeah, so I've had this fragrance since last year. So like I said, it was launched in 2024, retails for $139. And that's kind of like the price point for the fragrances. There are a couple that are less, and there are a couple that are a little bit more, but it's right around that price range, like $150 max. This fragrance, the notes, we have mango, hibiscus, red berries. In the middle, we have rose, vanilla, and musk. And in the base, we have amber, oud, and leather. So, as the name suggests, you will smell, in the opening, you will smell mango. So the mango in here it's not like an overly, really sweet mango. It's like a half-ripe mango, in my opinion. And then the hibiscus, which you get in the opening. Now, I always think that hibiscus to me is a fantasy note because, listen, hibiscus is one of my favorite flowers and it don't smell like anything, like nothing. But it might be like, you know, they use the flower and, you know, they grind it. I don't know what they do. But I'm getting like something like tart in there. And I'm thinking that's coming from the hibiscus because everything else, like the red berries and stuff, I don't get any berries here. But then the fragrance kind of morphs. It moves into like the deeper, darker notes. There's some sweetness from the vanilla. However, the dry down is more of a grown woman fruity floral, if that makes any sense. So in order for you to enjoy this fragrance, you have to at least like the note of mango because it does linger. And definitely be okay with a fragrance that's not overly sweet and a fragrance that has really deep dark notes like oud and leather. The oud is present, so is the leather. It's not overly oudy, it's not overly leathery, but it definitely comes out on my skin in the dry down. So the dry down is just like this. I don't want to call it easygoing because I feel like it's a little bit above casual. Yeah, it's like a middle of the road vibe. It's not like, for me, it's not like something that I wear to run errands, but it's not something that I'm gonna wear to go out either. It's like middle ground. Have I worn this to work? One time. Is it inappropriate for work? It might be. Depends on what you do. Now, I probably shouldn't have worn it to work, you know, as a healthcare worker. Probably not. But I did. It was no one got offended or anything. I did get a compliment whenever I did wear it. But yeah, Mangalicious Hibistorm gives me about 6 hours on the skin. And the wear is a little bit above moderate, I would say. I enjoy this one. Now, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I'm going from my least favorite to my very favorite. So just so you know, that's how the fragrances are gonna come out. Like, so this one of the 5 that I have is my least favorite. I do enjoy the fragrance, right? My dent does not say that because I probably only wore it one time and that was to work. And you know how it is, you're constantly testing this and that. So I was actually really glad LATONYA asked for this because now I get to be like, whoa, y'all need to come to the front because I definitely can wear this now. I wouldn't wear it in the dead heat of Florida, no, but as we are coming down a little bit, we're having a cold front in the 70s. Yeah, that'll work. So this is a Mangalicious Hibistorm. Yeah, what a name. And yep, all from the house of Sphinx. Get your nose on it. I think it's a good house to explore, especially at the price point. Okay, so in complete contrast to Mangalicious Hibistorm in terms of sweetness, we have this one right here, and this is called Egyptian Sugar Suare. And when I tell you that this is a sugary sweet, that this is diabetes inducing, yeah, I'm not exaggerating. This is so sweet. So this one again came to us in 2024. Retails for $129.99. The notes in here, we have milk cream, coconut, and marshmallow in the opening. In the mid, we have vanilla, coconut, and sweet notes. In the base, we have musk, tonka bean, benzoin, and caramel. When I say, and I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see, the bottle is very pretty. I like the pink, but y'all, when I say that this bad boy is sweet. If you don't like sweet fragrances, she ain't your girl. Absolutely not your girl if you don't like things that are sweet, because I'm going to say it over and over, and even based on a note structure, y'all know you should be expecting something sweet with the marshmallow and the milk cream, the vanilla, and the coconut in here. I think it's oh my gosh. It's more of like a sweet coconut cream. It's not like the coconut sunscreen vibe. It's not that vibe. It's not the sunscreen vibe. It is a sweet coconut, which you guys may or may not know, coconut and I have a love-hate relationship. I love the coconut the way it's done in this fragrance. It does not give me the stinky vibes that a lot of the fragrances give me with coconut on my skin. This almost smells like a really sweet toasted coconut. So think of like sweet coconut flakes that you would put on a dessert. That's kind of what it smells like. Yeah, it's sweet. It's very enjoyable. I enjoy this fragrance. I wear this fragrance. Sometimes I wear it to bed. I've worn it to bed. I've worn it to run errands in a cooler climate. Yeah. I can't stop smelling this because it smells so good. But yeah, Egyptian Sugar Suare from the house of Sphinx. This is for my ladies and gentlemen with a sweet tooth, because sickeningly sweet, and I will not recommend that you wear this in the heat because it will undoubtedly become a very cloying. So take that for what it's worth. Treat it like a fall gourmand that you're going to pull out when it gets cooler, because this does not translate well in heat. So yeah, this is Egyptian Sugar Suare from the house of Sphinx. Okay, next up we have this one here, and this is called Emerald Mirage. I mean, the names of these fragrances, I love it, and I love the packaging. It's just very, very simple. Yep, so this is Emerald Mirage, came to us in the year 2024. This one retails for $129.99, just like Egyptian Sugar Suare. The notes in this fragrance, a whole heap of notes. So we have passion fruit, orange, strawberry, nectarine, banana, pear, bergamot, lemon. In the mid we have cedarwood, patchouli, jasmine, rose. In the base we have amber, vanillin, and musk. What does all of this translate to? On my skin, the standout notes are the passion fruit, then the pear, the cedar. I do get a little bit of woodiness, and definitely that base. On my skin, it's just like a sweet, musky base. Some of the fruit from the opening, it's still like remnant. There's still remnants of it in the dry down. And that also gives it a little bit of sweetness. But one of the fruits that I cannot detect on my skin at all is that banana note. I don't know where the banana disappeared to, but I don't get it. I don't get it on my skin at all. So this, all in all, is a really fruity, kind of musky fragrance. Better for me in the warmer months. So summer, spring in Florida, that's every season, every month. But in the warmer weather, this is a fragrance that is it's a fruity floral. Well, I don't know if it's a floral. It's It's more fruity than anything else because the florals don't come out on my skin. I don't get any rose. I don't get any of that on my skin. I get predominantly fruits, amber, and musk. Beautiful fragrance. I love the way this fragrance wears. Very casual fragrance in my opinion for running errands, etc. So it's not a fragrance that I put in the category of special occasion or anything like that. But when you're wearing this fragrance to run errands, etc., you are going to get complimented because it projects more than moderately, and it lasts longer than moderately. I don't know if it's because it's been sitting. It's giving me 7+ hours. I don't think that's what it gave me in the beginning. So yes, this is Emerald Mirage. Love it. Again, I love these fragrances. I just love the way they perform. I love the DNA of this house. So yep, Emerald Mirage from the house of Sphinx. Okay, we're at number 2 right now. And in the number 2 spot, we have this one right here. And I just talked about this fragrance, I think, in my marshmallow video. And this is Vanilla Azour. The light is making it so hard, but I want you to see like the different colors and stuff that the fragrances have on their plates. So this one has like more of like a bluish kind of tint around it. Yeah, so this is Vanilla Azour. Came to us last year in 2024. Retails for $149.99. So it's I think the most expensive on the list. Yeah, $149.99. The notes in here, we have notes of vanilla, toffee, marshmallow, milk, and coconut. In the mid, we have dates, praline, rum, musk, oud, myrrh, tuberose, ylang-ylang. In the base, we have cinnamon, tonka bean, nutmeg, mahogany, benzoin, and leather. Do we think we have enough notes in here? Yeah. It's a whole lot of notes. But what it translates to a very fluffy, sweet, gourmand-ish vanilla. In a nutshell. Yeah, it's sweet. Because you have many notes that could make it sweet. You got vanilla, you got dates, you got toffee. Yeah, and then, you know, you have the other notes that, to me, balance off the sweetness. So you have the oud and the tonka bean could get it sweet. Mahogany, the leather, the benzoin. The things that are going to make the fragrance last a little longer. And that it does. This gives me 7+ hours on the skin, so a full day wear. The marshmallow in the opening, you can detect it. It's sweet and it is fluffy. Yeah, it's slowly becoming one of my favorite vanilla forward fragrances. I am enjoying Vanilla Azour from the house of Sphinx. Again, another sweet one. Again, another one that the coconut. So I'm inclined to believe like the way Sphinx, they do their coconut is the way I like coconut done. Sweet, kind of smelling like those coconut flakes, like I said. Gorgeous, okay? So yeah, this is a Vanilla Azour from the house of Sphinx. Okay, y'all, last but certainly not least, because this is my favorite. It's my absolute favorite of all of the 5 Sphinx fragrances that I have. And if you've been watching me for a while, I think you can guess. And this one is Cairo Nights. Cairo Nights from the house of Sphinx. This is the one. This was also launched in 2024. I think this was my first Sphinx purchase, to be honest. Or was it Emerald Mirage? I can't remember now. Yeah, retails for $139.99. The notes in here, we have herbal notes, lemon, bergamot in the opening. In the mid, we have lily of the valley, rose, patchouli, jasmine, and gaiac wood. In the base, we have caramel, tonka bean, vanilla, amber, and musk. Sphinx tends to put a lot of notes in their fragrances, kind of like, almost like a Roja. Like Roja will have like a page of notes. But yeah, this one, again, if you've watched me before, you would have heard me say this one smells almost identical to Altair. Less expensive and lasts longer. So, you know, do the math. Do the math. Do the math. Are they, like, is this a dupe? No, I don't think it's a dupe, but it smells basically like Altair. And again, you're going to be saving, if you were to go with this one instead of Altair, you save quite a bit of plain. So if you haven't already smelled this fragrance, get your nose on it, especially if you smell Altair and you're like, dang, I want this, but it's too much. Because this is definitely an amazing alternative. This fragrance on my skin just dances and plays, and it's just, yeah, it's comforting, it's sweet, it's very versatile, because I've worn this on a date night, I've worn this to work, I've worn this to run errands. It's just a fragrance that I feel like I can pull out anytime, any place, and it fits. Yeah, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love the price even more. So as you can see, look at my dent. Look at the dent. The dent doesn't lie, baby. I love this fragrance, okay? Wear performance, it's a moderate wear. Gives me about 6+ hours on the skin. Might be about 7 right about now. All I know is that it gives me more than Altair. Altair probably gives me about 4 to 5 hours where you could actually smell it. This one, it's about 6 hours, maybe 7, where it's actually booming off of your skin, off of my skin, and then it kind of tapers off at like the 8th or 9th hour, becomes a skin scent. But yeah, this, of all the 5, this is the one that I have the most experience with, and I love it. I love it. So yep, this is Cairo Nights. Get your nose on it, y'all. Worth the price, worth your time. Okay, y'all, so that brings us to the end of the video. LATONYA, I hope this was helpful. And I hope it was helpful to others who ever wondered about the house of Sphinx, because I don't think it's a house that a lot of people talk about. You know, it's not one of those houses that everybody just like raves. But once I got into them last year, I kind of just kept going. And there are a couple more that I want to try. They released one this year. I think it might be like cherry forward. I'm not sure. I think it's called something daiquiri. But yeah, I want to get my nose on that. We'll see. But of course, you'll be the second to know once I get it. So yeah, let us know in the comments. Are you into Sphinx fragrances? Have you tried this house? Do you plan on trying it now? What are your thoughts? And yeah, like I always say, we could be anything in this world we want to be with hard work, dedication, and some perseverance. Even if we're not there, even if we are, we want to smell like good people. We want to smell fabulous at all times, y'all. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.